So I just got back from a 5-day retreat in the mountains of North Carolina at the Art of Living Retreat Center, which 10 out of 10, I recommend. I did a silent meditation retreat there last year. Incredible. And then I found out that Kyle Cease was going to be doing a workshop the weekend of my birthday. And I was like, hell yeah, like that's what we're doing. Like that's my birthday present to myself is I'm going to this Kyle Cease workshop. And it was amazing. It was so good. But I learned something that I needed to know, but I didn't know that I needed to know, which is kind of, I guess, how that works. But he put it this way, like there are 3 levels. Because lately, okay, back up. Lately, I've been feeling kind of stuck, and I don't know why I feel stuck. I learned how to do the achieving thing. I'm a really good overachiever. I know how to figure things out. I know how to make magic happen. I know how to get shit done. Like I know that, done. But after you achieve a bunch of stuff, a lot of times it's hollow. Right? You go through this period where I call it the achievement hangover. Right? Like after my TED Talk, I was like, well shit, now what? Now what am I going to do? I did the TED Talk, right? And I had the same feeling after I wrote my book and after I got the MBA, right? Like all the really cool stuff I've done. I do the thing and then I'm waiting for something to be like deeply fulfilling. And I do feel somewhat fulfilled because I have grown and after a lot of reflection I figured out, oh, the achievement isn't the purpose for the achievement, it's the growth that comes with the achievement that is the purpose, and that's what makes me happy is the growth. Now growth also sucks, for the record. Usually it's very uncomfortable. Sometimes it's terrible, but the fulfillment comes in the growth. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do now because I got nothing. Like I tried to sit down and write goals this year. I got nada. Nothing. I don't have any ideas. I'm like, I'm not working toward anything. And that feels weird for me because usually I have 5 goals, 10 goals, 25 goals happening at the same time. I got no goals. And I tried meditating and taking long walks and driving in the car with the windows down and the music up. And all of those things were nice, but they weren't showing me what it is that I needed to learn. And then I was asking Kyle Cease about this. I'm like, I know that the achievement isn't the thing. So what's the thing? Right? Because that's my identity is overachiever. That's who I feel like I am, is the person that just does stuff, figures things out. And he's like, so there's levels, right, to growth. And the first level is like baseline. Everything sucks, it's everyone else's fault. Or like things are decent, but you don't really have any control over the situation. So you have to take some ownership over things if you want them to get better, because typically people are not just going to waltz in and make your life magical. That doesn't usually happen. Usually you have to do something for it. So I dove into self-help like 20 years ago, and I learned how to make things happen. I learned all the things that I thought I was missing, right? I learned people skills and better communication and leadership and management and productivity and time management and organization, right? And I'm super obsessed with all of those things. And yet I feel like I'm missing something. Like it's still not good enough. And he's like, okay, so level 1 is victim, level 2 is doer. Like you figure out how to do the things. And for a lot of people that takes a long time. And it did. It took me a long time to figure out how to just make magic happen. And then he's like, then there's level 3, because level 2 is still based in fear. He's like, so if you didn't do, what would happen? Like if you didn't accomplish anything else, what would happen? I'm like, well, I'd be massively disappointing. He's like, what if it's okay for you to be disappointing? And like immediately my back tenses up. I'm like, it is not okay for me to be a disappointment. Like that is not okay. He's like, but what if it were? What if it was okay? What if you said, like, it is okay that I disappoint? And I said it to myself, and then I could feel my back muscles just release a little bit. He's like, say it again, and they released a little more. I'm still not like totally with that thought because it's been beaten into me for such a long time that I must be exceptional at everything always, that it's hard to say, no, I don't have to be that. And he's like, so what it sounds like is you're terrified of being criticized or not being enough. And so you do things to prove that you're enough. But you don't actually believe that. Because if you believed it, you wouldn't feel the compulsion to keep performing at such a high level. Because it's a compulsion. You're not doing it out of curiosity or growth or inspiration. It's all, I must do this so that I will be okay, so that it will be safe for me to be here, so that I feel like I deserve to be here. He's like, what you need to work on now is to be a better receiver. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, so when you give someone a gift, if they immediately try to give something back to you without even like acknowledging the gift, it's not satisfying for the giver because they've given you something. And I'm like, yeah, but like I'm a decent recipient of gifts. He's like, right. But if someone does something for you, do you feel the need to immediately go do something for them? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why? I'm like, because I haven't earned it. The thing that they gave me, I haven't earned it, and now we're out of balance, and so I feel like I need to do something for them. I also want to do something for them out of gratitude, but I feel like I need to do something. He's like, but level 3 is where you don't have to anymore, because you still do the work, but you don't do it out of fear of not being enough, because you are enough. And I'm working on accepting that, because that still feels weird, if I'm being honest. It still feels weird. And he's like, what if perhaps all of these accomplishments that you've worked so hard for, that according to you, nobody cares about, the reason they don't care about it is because you're projecting that you're still not good enough, and they're picking up on that. So no matter what it is that you do, it won't be enough. Not until you realize that you're already enough. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? He's like, oh, that's the thing, is it's not a doing thing. You're looking for like a 3-step checklist. That's what the doer does. That's not what someone who is a beer does. It's not a do. I'm like, brain does not compute. How do I not do better? And he's like, you have to be. You have to do the work on the inside to find your own value and just be that. Because when you feel like you're good enough, and when you take yourself seriously, and when you find your accomplishments impressive, other people will too. And so a lot of times I call what I do at work making magic happen. So now my new mantra is, instead of making magic happen, I am just going to be magic. And I absolutely do not have this figured out. But I thought it was worth sharing, because I'm sure there are some other people out there who also know how to make magic happen and find it very unfulfilling, and are still waiting on their accomplishments and their achievements and their badassery to prove to the world that they're good enough. And so you're not alone. We're in this together, and we can be. So if this resonates with you, like, drop me a comment, let me know. If not, check out the Art of Living Retreat Center in North Carolina. It's amazing. And have a fabulous day.